Hey everyone, good afternoon. This is Joe from the Northeastern Native Plant Digest, bringing you another video you can use to help our environment 1 yard at a time. Today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite wetland plants that I have planted here in my pond, my little wildlife pond here, and that's lizard's tail. That's Saururus cernuus, and this is a plant that typically you're going to find in wetlands, growing along streams, ponds, marshes. Can grow partially submerged up to maybe 6 to 8 inches. This is a plant that is hardy from zones 4 all the way down to zone 11. And typically you're going to find this all the way, its range goes all the way from the Atlantic Ocean all the way over to Missouri and down into Texas. So it has a fairly wide distribution. This plant, I started with one plant about 3 years ago. You can see it's kind of starting to fill in this area. It does spread by rhizome. They're fairly easy to divide if you want to move them. So this is a great plant for pollinators. You're going to find bees on this. I've seen this visited by eastern tiger swallowtails. So it's a pretty good plant. It makes a nice addition to your pond. The roots and this one's growing in the water. It's probably about 6 inches deep where I have it. And it's going to provide habitat for aquatic invertebrates and things like tadpoles and stuff like that. So it's real good for that. Also, one other interesting thing is that according to the National Wildlife Federation, it does support 2 different moth species. One of them is called the buffalo ear moth, and the other one's the burdock borer moth. So there's another good reason to plant this plant. I think, like I mentioned earlier, this is a set it and forget it kind of plant. You're going to put this, if you put this in your pond, you can pretty much just let it go from there. It's going to do its thing. It will die back in the fall. Once it dies back, if you have a man-made pond like I do, I would recommend cutting it back, and you don't want that stuff rotting in your pond over the winter time. It does bloom from I'd say maybe early July for maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So it will bloom here it'll still be blooming here for another week or so. Lightly fragrant flower, has a really pleasant smell to it. And it's another great reason to have this plant. I can actually smell it right here where I'm sitting. I'm probably about 3 feet away from this plant. Has nice, pretty heart-shaped leaves on it. Just a real great plant. I'm working on this pond. I just divided up some of my irises. I did a video on those a week or so ago. So this whole area will be filled with irises, and then those lizard tails will fill in. This plant's it's readily available in the nursery trade. Usually, if you just go to any type of pond supply store that sells aquatic plants, you're going to be able to obtain lizard's tail. So this is a plant that I would definitely highly recommend including in your wetland area or in your koi pond, anything like that. You could probably even submerge this in a pot. I just have this planted straight down into the pond. Actually, if you look down there on that rock, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little frog sitting in there. So it's even providing a little bit of shade for wildlife. So there you go. One thing about this, like I mentioned, it spreads by rhizome, so it will form colonies over time. So you can either let it fill in or you can divide them up. Share them with your friends, maybe even sell some, make a little money on the side. So there you go. I just wanted to do this quick video. The pond's coming along this year. Somebody was asking me about how it was doing, and it's doing real good. I got some hardy lilies here. This one, I just split this one up, divided it into 3, and then ordered another pink lily here that should be coming in. Hopefully it'll get some blooms on it this year. My pickerels filled in real nice. My cattails. I've got obedient plant, turtlehead, ironweed, golden Alexander, which is done blooming. So I got a lot of stuff going on here this year. I think the pond's coming along real nice. It's exciting to see all the dragonflies and all the butterflies and the birds coming down to drink. I even actually had a hawk dive bomb this pond about a week or so ago trying to get a frog, so that was pretty exciting. And so there you go, lizard's tail. Do an online search, go to a pond supply center and buy some today, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And this is Joe. Thanks for all my subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's left comments. I apologize if I haven't gotten to your comments. For some reason, I wasn't getting alerts or notifications, so I went in and updated my settings So hopefully now I'll get everybody's alerts, or everybody's comments, and I can get back to you and answer your comments. I appreciate them. So just hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.